Dengar? Assalamualaikum and welcome back to another episode of IIUM Pecuniary, where it's all about ringgit. I'm your host Aida, and for tonight's episode we have a very interesting topic as well as a very special guest. So she is the best student from her matriculation back in the PJ campus. She has a master's degree in marketing communication as well as a PhD in advertising. And she is also the founder of IIUM Special Parents Group back in 2018. Please welcome my lecturer, Dr. Aida Mokhtar. Hi, Doctor. Assalamualaikum.
Hi, Waalaikumsalam.
So, Doctor, so for tonight's episode, we'll be talking about digital marketing. So, I'm very much sure it's your area of familiar specialization. So, can you please tell us, what is digital marketing referring to?
Right. So, digital marketing is about promoting mainly to audiences, to prospective customers using digital tools, right? So websites, blogs, email, yeah, and so forth. And the thing is, it is to also create engagement with customers, right, through their devices. So that's what it basically means.
I see. So digital marketing is also called online marketing. So what are the types of digital marketing that are most common nowadays?
Right. The most common of the lot is social media marketing. It is very common, and it's very popularly used. The top being a social media platform being Facebook, right? And then it goes to Instagram and Twitter in Malaysia. And as you can see, I mean, when I teach IMC, Integrated Marketing Com, you know, the students would say, okay, it's social media that we need to use, social media that we need to use. So you can sense that it's very popular, right? Yeah, so that is the most popular one. Banner and skyscraper advertisements are there as well. Search engine optimization is also there, where, you know, you have keywords. You use keywords in relation to your website, and then people search, you know, using these keywords, and your websites really come up, isn't it, on top. And then email marketing is also another one that is very popular. So those, I would say, are more popular ways. Yeah, pay-per-click ads are also popular. So you have Google ads, for example, when you click, and then what happens is it goes to a website. Yeah.
I see. So I can tell that a lot of your students, which I believe are young people, which is who are my age, often opted for what you said, like Twitter, Instagram, because it has much more engagement comparatively to other traditional platform. So my question is, are there any differences between digital marketing and traditional ones? So what is the biggest flex? What is the biggest you know, points for going digital?
Right. Now, there are differences, of course. Traditional marketing is mainly like billboards that you see out there, right? Posters, yeah, advertisements in, you know, hard copy, print media, right? So these would be TV advertising, yeah. So those are traditional media and traditional forms of marketing. And what would be the advantages of, I suppose, the flex, isn't it, of using digital marketing, is because it can reach a broader audience, basically. And sometimes it's for free, isn't it? Yeah. If you have, you know, you can do postings on Facebook, isn't it? Right. And these could be, and then viral messages, of course, people share your videos. That's for free, you know.
Yeah, it's free advertising.
Yeah, it's free advertising. So these are, you know, it's a major flex in that way. And the fact that everybody, I mean, a lot of people, 80 something percent, isn't it, of audiences, of social media users are using Facebook. They are using Facebook very heavily, isn't it? Or a lot of them are using Facebook. So what happens is, you know, for them to come across all of these ads and so forth is easy for them because they're there every day.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing. Yeah.
I see. So, like you said, like digital marketing nowadays is becoming more common because people can share, things can go viral. It's on a good cause. So, for as of businesses, do you think it's better for them to go digital? Would it be beneficial? Would it be more beneficial for them to have a digital business setup comparatively to traditional ones?
I think they need to have both.
Both.
Right. Yes, because digital marketing and digital, like, selling online, isn't it? Right. Basically, is good, but there are cases where we need to touch and feel the product. So there needs to be like traditional, you know, in-store selling as well, because we want to try products. We want to, you know, like clothes, for example. It's very messy to have to purchase online, wear them, they don't fit, send them back,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
change the size, you know, buy a new one, and, you know, it's too much of a hassle. So it would be better to actually have both. Yeah, both for businesses. I would recommend both. Yeah.
I see. So, in your opinion, so between digital media marketing and traditional media marketing, which has the most impact in terms of cost, production, and also profit? Which gives the more benefit to these factors?
Right. If you compare traditional with basically digital marketing, which one has the most impact? I think you need to, again, have both of these because they have their own advantages, right? Now, what happens is when you look at digital marketing, there are lots of messages online. There's so many. There's, the clutter of messages. So you need to have traditional marketing as well going on, because what happens is when there are lots of messages online, then people get confused, or they get put off, or they don't pay attention. So what happens is when they see a billboard out there, it highlights those messages by the same advertiser online. So you need to have both. When you talk about cost, of course you're talking about like a billboard that is in a format and size which is popular, right? Will cost 2,500 to 5,000 ringgit a month. And then it depends where you put it, isn't it? If you put it in an area where lots of cars go by, then the opportunity for people to see is high. But if you put it in a place where not many cars go by, then the opportunity for people to see is low. But if you talk about Facebook advertising, for example, you can get 1,000 impressions, 1,000 people to see an ad, and it only costs $7.19. So it's cheaper, but there is research that says when you like something, a posting, for people to convert the like into behavior, to then purchase the product that they like the posting of, that is very low. The conversion rate is low, actually. So, and then, so this is, of course, it's more expensive if you talk about billboard advertising, but it takes some of the online messages by the advertiser out into out there, isn't it, right? So it makes people go past and see the same ad online and then go and see the same ad out there. But for those who only focus on the online form, then it means that they are competing with other messages and may not be paid attention to, because they don't have the extra of going on offline, isn't it? Of going, sending out brochures. They don't also send out brochures. They don't also have posters. They don't also have billboards. They only focus on online. So that's not going to make them stand out. But if you have online marketing or digital marketing, and then you also have, printed versions of your advertisements, of your marketing messages, then this would make them stand out.
I see. So what you're trying to imply is that traditional marketing costs you a lot, but the engagement might be a bit low because, like billboards, banners, etc. People might not actually grasp the full content of the billboard. So I think it's much more better if we opt to use digital marketing.
I think it's better to have both.
Better to have both still.
It depends. If the cars a lot of cars go by, then the opportunity for people to see is high. But it's still, even when I spoke to a friend of mine, Dr. Sutanipa, from Thailand, she's a lecturer who teaches marketing comm. We had a seminar with her last time, and in last semester, and she also said we need to have both.
You need to have both.
Yes, right? If you speak to practitioners as well, I've spoken to a practitioner out there. He also said that we need to also have this traditional media in the picture.
Even though it's expensive.
Even though it may be expensive, but it gives that extra, which is important. And as you can see, lots of advertisers actually use, isn't it? Billboards still, although, and now you have electronic billboards even, right?
I mean, that's much more better because you can control it from a computer. You don't need to take it down every now and then.
So it needs to have that, it needs to be in both places, I would think.
I see. So I also believe that this traditional marketing is important, but as a youngster, some part of me still feels like the digital one is much more important because things can go viral, people can share it. It's very easy to share any content nowadays because the internet is uncensored. You can like share it to WhatsApp, email, YouTube, literally anywhere.
Yes.
So that's from my opinion. So I believe that Dr. Aida, you have a lot to say, but we will continue after this commercial break. All right. See you around. Hello folks, we are now back after the commercial break, and with me right now is Dr. Aida Mokhtar from the Communication Department. So Doctor, marketing could fail if we do not learn how to properly handle it. So therefore, is it necessary for business owners to learn from the expertise, or they can just learn it from the internet?
Right. I think it's best if you learnt it from experts. Yeah.
Experts.
Yeah, that you're trained to learn how to use digital marketing tools. I think it's really important because if you learned from the internet, you wouldn't know what to look for. You wouldn't know, what to learn about, even, I would think, isn't it, right? Because you need like a bit of advice as well. So, like, when we talk about campaigns in our class, for example, I don't think you can find a video that teaches you on campaigns, for example, or recent videos, isn't it? Yeah, that teaches on campaigns per se, the way that we define campaigns, the way that I define campaigns according to my own experience and from my studying of campaigns, in Australia and the UK. You need that. I think it's a bit dangerous to just simply learn off the internet, YouTube videos and so forth. You do need help, like extra advice other than what's there.
So you need an actual human being to teach you how to conduct digital marketing?
Yes.
But how do we tend to like find the proper teacher for us to learn digital marketing? There could be a lot of, MLM or people who are actually scammers like that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you have to go, like for me, I was trained by the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation.
Oh, it's a real, or there's an official organization for that?
Yes, it's a government agency that helps to train staff and students as well on digital marketing. So, we've been going through a lot of trainings by them, and it's under the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia. And they would teach you in a week, basically the different tools and so forth. So it would be hands-on as well. So it's pretty interesting. So you see, even I have to learn. I can't simply, and I know how to use the internet. I know how to use YouTube, and I know what it means when they say things on YouTube, right? I can interpret things very quickly because I've been trained to do so. But even then, I would prefer to learn from an expert. I think there are cases where students seem to think that some people seem to think that a degree program is not even needed because they can learn everything off the internet. But it goes without guidance, isn't it? Yeah. So it is not you can go astray with that knowledge, isn't it? You possibly won't have the moral principles injected in there as well, like what we usually do. And that is very dangerous, right? When you put things in your own hands and you are too in control without being advised. Even the Prophet, peace be upon him, encouraged mutual consultation. So when we talk about Islamic advertising, for example, we talk about coming up with Islamic ads. Before that, there must be some kind of shura or mutual consultation, which means that you must have stakeholders who sit together, who discuss about standards, for example, for Islamic advertising. And that is encouraged by the Prophet, because what happens is if you don't do that, then you become arrogant, you become selfish. So we can't have that. Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah, I believe the Shura system, helps us to learn from one another because, humans are social animals. We need to live with each other in order to survive in this world, right? So you mentioned that about the communication government. Have you been training from that? Have you received any classes from
the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation. Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC.
MDEC.
You're going to be reporting your sales to MDEC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and they monitor my students' performance as well. So they've been monitoring, and they've been very happy because the IMC students have been doing well in terms of sales. Yeah. So, and they also train me. Yeah, so I've been through like 2 trainings so far, and I hope to go for more lah. And they also have training videos online for students, my students, so you can watch on your own and then learn from there, and then ask me, and then ask from the expert from there as well, from them.
Is it this semester's IMC student or previous or this semester?
No, we've been reporting for 2 semesters already, if I'm not mistaken. 2 semesters, so this would be the 3rd one. So yeah, quite a few semesters. Yeah.
It's not my class, is it?
Yeah, your class.
Hey, is it?
IMC
it's my
class. Yeah. Together with entrepreneurship students. Yeah, entrepreneurship students as well. I haven't focused on it yet because we're not at the end of the semester yet. But closer to the end, I'll be telling you how to report. Yeah.
Okay, no wonder. Terkejut.
Yeah.
So, Doctor, what are the disadvantages of digital marketing and how a business owner can tackle such issue that arises?
Right. There are plenty of advantages, of course, but like anything in this world, there are disadvantages as well. You're dealing with consumers that you can't see, isn't it? Yeah, for one. So it's a bit hard to build relationships with people you can't see, as you realize, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's hard. So, and the thing is, if you use digital marketing, that's just how it is, especially when you use it fully without having a physical store. Yeah, you're selling online and so forth. You can't really see the person. And the whole idea of the digital marketing campaigns as not being very serious as well can also be a disadvantage. Yeah, if it's not well done. Yeah, if it's not professionally done, professionally conducted, then consumers may think that, oh, it doesn't look very serious. Yeah, it doesn't look very professional. So that could impact on your campaigns, meaning to say that people would perceive your brand, as being negative, your campaigns is being negative, and so forth. Competitors can see what you're doing as well all the time. They can track you. Yeah, they can
because
see.
it's everything online, right?
Yeah, they can see. Previously, it would be like if you have traditional selling, they would have to come to your store and check out the prices themselves physically. But now you just go online and you can check out what the prices of your goods are, what sort of websites you have, what they look like, even pretend to be customers and test out your customer service, isn't it? Yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah, so they can do that. Other than that, I noticed that some advertisers also have a problem with negative reviews of their products. As you can see, there are many negative reviews of some, some brands face negative feedback. So this could destroy, of course, the brand as well. Yeah, I know how we really depend on feedback, isn't it?
Yes.
Ratings, right? We want to see how a hotel fares, isn't it? The quality, the standard. We look at the rating, right? So it can destroy. It can be convenient, but yet at the same time, it can destroy the reputation of the brand, right? And this is why, when I went to a hotel in Kuantan, for example, I didn't want to rate them badly. I mean, I think I'm a very nice customer.
You will rate them how many stars?
I didn't rate
You
them.
didn't rate them?
No, I wasn't happy about this hotel. There was one part of it I wasn't happy, and I emailed, quietly, and I said, okay, please improve here and there. So I did not rate it because I didn't want to give it a low rating. You know what I mean?
Don't they? You have a really nice heart.
I mean, I think I don't know whether they would improve much if I put it out in the open. The intention, for me, I wanted the intention to be noble and for them to change sincerely. So I emailed them, and the manager came back and said, okay, thank you so much, we'll improve. And of course, digital marketing is not suitable for all products as well. You will realize that sometimes they're very limited products, that are being sold through or being promoted through digital marketing. So this is also something, there is a limitation, right? And so those are the disadvantages, of digital marketing.
Yeah, I mean, well, it could be an advantage when you are a business owner and people actually have negative comment. I think it can be a turning point for you to improve yourself.
Yes.
On the other hand, well, it can tarnish, but at least you know what to improve.
Yes. It could be meaning to say take the negative and turn it into something positive. Yes. Yeah, sure. I'm for that. Yeah.
So I'm really much sure that you have a lot to say for our next questions.
Right.
But we will continue with digital marketing and any more points after the commercial break.
Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
In addition, digital marketing also provides compatibility to pair with traditional marketing. Many companies assume that once they go digital, they can never go back to traditional marketing. However, applying both are actually a strategic plan to boost your business. The key to achieving success with an integrated marketing strategy is to examine the capabilities of each marketing tactic and build on these strengths to achieve the best outcomes. For example, most companies print ads with digital marketing tactics like social media to maximize the overall success of their marketing campaigns. Traditional marketing strategies, such as print and television advertisements, are effective in providing a broad reach that can help you create brand awareness and stay top of mind in your target market. Many digital marketing methods, such as social media, blogging, and SEO, can assist you in delivering more focused content that informs and educates your audience. In digital marketing, you can respond to trends in real time. This allows your company to benefit on consumer reactions to current events, trends, topics, and innovations. Whether your brand is using the latest technology to reach out to clients, engaging in debates about hot current events, or delivering targeted ad material through the most popular platforms, digital marketing allows you to stay ahead of the competition. By taking advantage of what's popular in the moment, businesses can increase their visibility online and reach more leads and customers. Stay tuned for more tips as the live broadcast will be starting shortly.
Faham kau, saya seletak je doktor.
Itulah. Maybe the next hotel would put, I don't know.
Okay. Alright. So hey people, we are now back to IIUM Pecuniary, where all that matters to us is ringgit, and nothing more than ringgit. So with me right now is Dr. Aida. So doctor, for our next question, it's no secret to success in business is to dare to try something new. You have to just, try it. However, maintaining a good and decent advertisement is somehow difficult to do nowadays. In your opinion, what is the best way to compete in this platform?
Right, to come up with a good ad is difficult, right?
Exactly.
Well, you have to find a way to come up with ads that are different from your competitors. Yeah.
Imagine it.
Yeah. So you need to do your competitive analysis and find out what hasn't been touched on. Yeah. What have they been doing, and you need to be different from them.
I see.
Yeah, because this is a world of differences, promoting differences.
Yeah, uniqueness.
Yeah, uniqueness. Yeah, something novel, something different. Because if you're selling the same kind of nasi lemak compared to the next person, isn't it? And then you are promoting it in the same way at the same price. Why should I go for your nasi lemak and not the other person's, isn't it, right? So there's nothing that tells me that yours is different in a good way. So that needs to be done. You need to come up with a big idea that is, unique. A big idea, as you know, is basically made of fragments of ideas that come together, and when they're fused, they give birth to a fusion that is different. The whole idea, like our university being associated with a garden of knowledge and virtue, that kind of thing. So where prosperity, knowledge and virtue prospers and they grow. It's something, of course, that's different, isn't it? That's novel, that's different, and that's associated with our university. So something like that. And we need to be clear in our messages as well. We shouldn't be, according to the Islamic perspective, using ambiguity or exaggerating when we communicate, because that could mean that we're not telling the truth about our products. So meaning to say, being creative is one thing, being purposeful, meaning to say there must be objectives in relation to our ads. What is it that we're working towards, isn't it? Like the Aida model, the Wittgensteiner model, yeah, that kind of thing. It must be purposeful, and then there must also be ideal messages, because in Islam we need to enjoin good and forbid evil. So we need to educate people about the ideals. So it's not about following the trends per se, without much reflection of whether the trends are what we should promote. If they're, trends that are un-Islamic, then they shouldn't be promoted, they shouldn't be used or adopted. But if they are trends or they are messages that are cool and, they are cool to today's generation or to the target audience, and yet they're Islamic, then they should be incorporated. Yeah.
I see. So I also believe that in order for you to stand out in the digital marketing, you need to have something different. You can't just be the same as next person. Maybe when you said that if you sell nasi lemak, maybe you can have, I don't know, nasi lemak ikan pari, something that is different from the other stall.
Yep.
So Malaysians, we tend to follow trendy and eye-catching advertisements in order to, gain views. So many businesses try to publish content and advertisement that is less beneficial and somehow does not relate to their businesses to actually have those views. So what is your opinion regarding this issue?
I think it's very detrimental because ads are naturally repeated. Yeah, they're repeated. People hope, advertisers hope that they could be converted to sales, isn't it? After you are aware of the ads, after you look at the ads, the fact is that they want these ads to convert to encourage you to purchase products. That's basically, ultimately, usually that's the case, right? So if they're not beneficial, then what kind of effects do they bring, isn't it? Yeah, making you waste money, or making you behave in a way that's not Islamic. So, or using ambiguous messages, for the sake of getting the ads to be viral, for the sake of that, rather than being purposeful, rather than being educating people. So, like I said, if you look at my paper, Mokhtar Samsudin, 2015, it says that the key principle of Islamic advertising is to enjoin good and forbid evil. So it's the whole idea of educating the audience. So, of course, the messages need to be beneficial, right? They need to be purposeful. If not, then your effects may be negative. So that's not very good, isn't it, right? If they teach you to smoke, or they teach you to disrespect the elderly, that would be detrimental, isn't it, right? So this is something that shouldn't be encouraged at all, really. So this is why, after you come up with a creative concept for your ads, you need to test it out on your target audience and see whether, in a focus group, for example, to see whether people understand the ads, right? So whether they understand it, whether they find the effects to be positive, the messages to be positive, whether there's clarity and that kind of thing. Yeah.
But in Malaysia, we are very, very known for our viral videos. There are some prominent figures like Ali Shukri, Des Vida, who promoted their products in such a really not negative, but a really controversial way.
Yeah.
Like recently, their music video promoting their product, but as well they have these drag people. If you have seen those videos. So what's your thought on that? I mean, some Malaysians still accept it, even though it's actually, if we look at it Islamically, it's wrong.
Yeah. I know they have been negatively, isn't it? Commented on. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, to be known for the wrong reasons. To be infamous, to be famous for negative things, negative reasons. I wouldn't encourage that. But then they are the very few who've been doing this, isn't it? Yeah. If you look at people like Vivi Yusuf, isn't it? Yeah. You look at Siti Nurhaliza, Nilofa. They have very positive messages. I know that Nilofa may have some negative messages, but she has sort of repented and addressed the issues that have come about, and so that she's she wants to be on the right path. I think that is where we should be. How we promote ourselves, basically represents who we are, and if you can't basically promote your products in a dignified manner, so that just reflects upon or represents your personality, isn't it? Your character. And in Islam, having good character is very important. It's essential, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
It's not the outside beauty that will be judged upon, it's the taqwa that will be judged upon. Yeah. So the thing is, if we were to believe and remind ourselves that our purpose in life is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we wouldn't do all sorts of nonsense, isn't it? Right? Because we realize that we'll be taught badly upon, we, bring about negative effects. So I think, these two people should really reflect.
Yeah, they should. Exactly, they should. But then again, they're rich and they have who cares? To them, I don't think they actually have any thoughts on the backlashes that they receive. So, but it's good to know that there are still people out there who value actual content for the sake of advertising and not just focusing on controversial, cheap, bad publicity.
Yes.
So, how long is it? For my next question, how long is the time taken to build names on digital platform, and why is it advisable to follow nowadays technological trends?
5 to 6 months.
Is it?
Yeah,
5
yeah.
to 6 months.
To build meaning to have your corporate identity, to have your brand identity, to set up your website. About maybe 5 to 6 months. If you look at the benchmark out there, it's about 5 to 6 months. But that would be to come up with the visible aspects of your brand identity, to build the brand, meaning to build a good brand reputation, what people think about your brand. That takes, of course, longer. Yeah, that takes longer. So it's not easy, yeah, but you have to go on doing it. And most importantly, don't forget to communicate with your prospective customers. Yeah, and use relationship marketing to build good relations with your customers. That is so important, because if you don't retain your customers, it's more expensive to acquire new customers than it is to retain customers. So you need to retain your customers, yeah? And you were saying about technological trends.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to keep up with the technological trends. You need to, keep up and find out what they are. And then,
nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays, what people like. Meaning to say, your target audience. Like my parents wouldn't like TikTok, but they prefer Facebook, and they prefer they still prefer printed newspapers and television. You know what I mean? It depends on the target audience.
I see.
Yeah, what is it that which media that they refer to?
I mean, you're right. So I believe that nowadays people prefer, like I said, social media like TikTok, Instagram to be more dominant, to be more relevant in nowadays digital marketing. So thank you, Doctor, for your thoughts and opinions on digital marketing. So I think we have reached at the end of our show.
Right.
So thank you, Doctor, so much for your time and for your thoughts and ideas for our tonight's episode.
All right.
So see you guys in our next episode. Don't forget to follow our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Spotify, and any other social media platforms. So we'll see you guys next week with another host and another guest. So that is all for tonight. So until then, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.